Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Iron Valor, where we are playing through the infamous Curse of Strahd. Quick announcement before we get started. There is some severe weather in our area. Tornadoes, thunderstorms. James Spann went wild yesterday about this. So if we disappear without warning or uncouthly, please don't worry too much about us. We're probably just lost power. So
we probably haven't died.
We probably haven't died. Probably
If you
just
see
lost
one of
power.
us like fly away first and then disconnect, be worried.
Yeah, that would be different. That'd be different. But otherwise, there is a chance that we may have to end the stream early because of power outages, things like that. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Other quick announcements before we get started too much. We want to let you know about our partners. We have two partners for this show. The first one is Nine Realms Gaming. Nine Realms Gaming creates top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods and finest woods and oils that the realm has to offer. They create dice trays, dice towers, dice vaults, hero vaults, that sort of thing. You can find them at ninerealmsgaming.com and use our promo code Lyre10 to get 10% off of your purchase. Our second sponsor for the evening partner is Wander Lily Dice. Wander Lily Dice makes handmade artisan dice as well as other artisan-made accessories for your game, including dice jewelry, hand-stamped journals, and all that sort of thing. They're fantastic and wonderful. Their stuff is gorgeous. You can find them at wanderlilydice.com, where they take commissions. You can order dice and do everything else. You can use our promo code InkandLyre10 to get 10% off your purchase over there. Last but not least, second to last.
There are a few more.
There are two more.
I wrote the announcements, I know.
There are two more. We want to shout out Sirenscape for the music that you'll be hearing this evening. And you can follow us. You can join the community by supporting us on here, by following and subscribing, or you can subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on all the socials at Ink and Lyre. You can join our community on Discord, and all that fun stuff. We have a new emoji that was just released. It is the red Joker emoji that is that we can drop in the chat. Yeah, if you're a certain level of subscriber, you can get access to that, and you can.
No, that is incorrect.
There's like a bits requirement, right?
It's a bits requirement, not a sub requirement.
Yeah, there's a bits requirement. If you get enough, you can unlock.
There's a bit of a requirement.
There's a bit of a requirement. You can get access to this famous red Joker. That's in reference to our Twisted Veil Malifaux campaign. You can also grayscale that, make it a black Joker if you want to, because if you've seen last episode, you know that's a thing in Malifaux that can make things difficult. So check that out as soon as you can, because that episode was fire. Last thing that we want to make sure we announce is that the voting for our charity live stream has ended. We will be doing a Neverland themed one shot, and that will be on April the 16th. We are still putting together our cast and crew for that and figuring out exactly how it's going to go down. But over the next couple weeks, you're going to get to. We'll let you know about what the charity is going to be, who's all going to be in it, what's going to happen from there. But that'll be themed towards Neverland and Peter Pan and all kinds of fun stuff. So, all that being said, I think that ends it for our announcements here. And y'all hang out with us, because we're about to dive into the mists and fight some vampires and werewolves and see who's dead and who's not on tonight's episode of Curse of Strahd.
3, 2, 1.
We've been back for like 10 seconds.
Oh, have we? Oh, have we really?
Should have just counted us down.
What's up, guys?
So-
no, I
How
saw
could you?
Dylan's like countdown.
How could you?
You're just gonna let us go. See how long it took us to notice.
Yeah.
Happy Paddy's Day, by the way, everyone.
We never did the intro yet.
It is. It's St. Patrick's Day.
We've been here the whole time.
We've just been talking.
We never left.
Oh, what
So-
horrible entertainment.
Last we left off, the party had finished an encounter with some vampire spawn at the coffin maker's shop in Valaki. They returned the bones of St. Andro to the church and resolved their conflict with Father Lucian. They then left the city of Valaki in pursuit of the village of Barovia, where Natalia is from, after grabbing the where a series of wolves and other creatures had been attacking the village for quite some time. As they left Valaki, they encountered a strange man with a weird cane and an assortment of magic items named Octavio. They talked to the detective for a while before discovering that the pastries were at the cranberry cart were odd. Valerius then gave one of those pastries to a child without anyone else
Because
noticing.
he's a terrible person.
I'd do it again.
How
They
dare
were
you feed the
delicious.
Oh
children.
my god.
Daniel said I was forced to, but I was already going to do it.
You were.
I was already-
You could see it in your eyes.
It
He's
wasn't
just a
long.
giving person.
It wasn't long until the party made their way following the Slavic road towards the city, the village of Barovia. Along the way, they were ambushed by hungering wolves. And we discovered that there was some sort of natural selection, some sort of primal connection in this world, here in Barovia, between the natural existence and everyone else. And that Tag and Coyote interact with the natural world a little bit differently than the rest of you do. There is a hierarchy in place, and they're near the top. After the wolves were away, the gates were breached and the party arrived. They quickly discovered that Ismark was staying at the Blue Water Inn because he couldn't go home. Because a hack of werewolves had laid siege to the mansion and he was unable to breach it on his own. The party, along with Friedrich's men-at-arms, assaulted the castle and were met by Kirill, a powerfully large, warlock enchanted werewolf, servant of Strahd, left hand of the devil. They all died.
But you should have seen the other guy.
Well, no, that-
You should have-
You should have. You should have. That's a great point.
It was very close to ending them. Even at level 3, the action economy was heavily in their favor, and with some very unfortunate charisma saving throws, they got many a round to attack the beast that was Kirill. He did not kill them. He could have. He chose not to.
Wimp.
And that's where we pick up. The next day, as the sun has risen above the mists and a dreary dawn has arrived, Ireena has opened the door and called to all of you.
Are we all unconscious?
They're all kind of waking up. Everyone is exhausted. Like, everybody's got a point of exhaustion.
Sir,
This
I
isn't
have-
even a rough neighborhood. Like,
Sir, I have 2 points.
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I'm about to go pass out. I don't even feel like talking to her.
Did I get a point from somewhere? I thought I did.
We didn't sleep in trees. I think it's
They
Dylan
did.
and
I think it's Percival and
Yeah.
Valerius.
That's right.
So we have 2 points of exhaustion now?
That's right.
I was thinking of another campaign. Sorry.
I'm going to take a long rest in the house.
Percival and Valerius
He
have
just
not
drags
slept
his
since they
face.
got here.
That's what I'm saying.
That sounds right.
Sleep.
That sounds, yeah, what's sleep? Y'all sleep?
Y'all sleep? Weak.
Wimps?
Weak.
So
Someone pass me a Red Bull. They give you wings.
Ireena
You know
has
what doesn't sleep? Evil.
True.
So I don't either.
Y'all are out here taking naps.
We begin
Oh,
as you all wake up from your less than favorable sleep without a long rest achieved.
So I slept, but I'm still exhausted.
Was that outside? I can't tell what's outside and
what's the
I was outside.
Sirenscape?
It's very creepy. It's very creepy at our house right now. Yeah, you were unconscious. You did not sleep. You wake
That sounds like
with
sleep.
a point of exhaustion with no long rest had.
It's ridiculous.
As Ireena has opened the door and has started and just questioned, "Hello?"
You got a bed?
And starts looking out,
It
looking
just-
for whoever's here.
Natalia just kind of like wheezing almost will kind of just like sit up and just in immaculate pain just take a moment.
What about the rest of you?
I need a bed.
Friedrich's about 60 feet away from everybody else on the ground, groaning as he kind of starts to wake up. Not fully there yet. All he knows is that his whole body hurts. So he's probably not dead.
Is Ismark still here?
Ismark is still on the ground. He is currently still unconscious.
I will crawl because I imagine that is all I can do at this point. Over to him, maybe like my left arm just kind of dragging in the dirt or the mud as I like go over to check on my brother.
You go over there and check on Ismark. He's rolled over, kind of like slumped on his side, and you can see there are holes where the creature bit him that are into his flesh, into his pectorals, all on his shoulders, and his wounds look severely infected. And they're like pieces of his veins are glowing this kind of they have this black kind of dark ichor to them on the inside of his body. It looks like his body has decided the best way to fight this thing is to stay asleep. But he's alive, but he's like almost comatose.
Not proficient in medicine, but in a very loving but pathetic way, she will rip some of his clothing in an attempt to bind his wound.
Okay. You go ahead and do that, and you start pulling off some of his clothes and start kind of like clearing the ripped clothing away, so you can open up and dab some of the ickiness out of it. It's not long before Ireena makes her way over to you, and as soon as she recognizes you and Ismark, she runs up to where you guys are. She's got this silver scimitar that she had drawn, fully bared steel. As she gets closer to you guys, she drops it on the ground. It clangs against the cobblestone. She moves closer. She puts her hand on your back. Natalia, what? Are you guys okay? We should get inside or something.
Natalia will stand up and just kind of like a little smirk, but like it's kind of like this sad, depressing smirk, like she's just trying to put on a good face in this rough moment. And she will just hug her sister, and she'll say, "You ridiculous, idiotic fool," and she'll just hug her sister and smile and.
Anyone?
Just Lord,
I think it was me.
the intensity of the air around her talking.
Do I have any lay on hands cool left after the
I
fight?
think you do.
You
Somebody
might.
used it.
Dylan's like,
that
wait,
was
what's
that was
on
me.
hands?
Use it.
That was me.
Anyways.
My mic was doing weird stuff. Yeah, you can lay on hands yourself,
Okay.
or whatever you're doing.
No. Percy, he is like a bloody disheveled mess, just like everyone else. But he doesn't use it on himself. He looks at the party and tries to figure out who's like the most in need of some healing.
Everyone has 1 hit point.
Everyone all right, whoever's the closest to him.
We all look rough. Except Ismark hasn't woken up.
As you're addressing Ireena here, she hugs you back and pulls you in and gives you as tight a hug as she possibly can. It says, I was doing my best to fight him off. It was so dangerous. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to do. I just kept everything closed. Didn't want to open for anybody.
It's all right. Coughing blood.
Natalia, Dad died.
Yes, I heard. There's like beads of sweat forming on her head. Where is he? Is he inside?
Yeah, he's inside. For now, I haven't been able to take him anywhere. It's been too difficult to try and move him.
Valerius, Percival, will you help me carry Ismark inside?
Yeah, we should all definitely get back inside before anyone comes back. When they come back.
Percy nods without a word and kind of hobbles over. You can tell he's like trying to act like he's not as hurt as he actually is. So like he'll wince a little bit from the pain and kind of hobble, but he still has that stoic look on his face as he lifts one of his arms over his shoulder to help him up.
Yeah, man. With my half movement, I'll carry him over there. My half movement from being 2 points of exhaustion. The 2 people who are exhausted and with no sleep will slowly carry him, taking about 2 hours to get there.
Got a quarter speed carry him.
Yeah. We're just quarter speed carry this man real quick.
This is nothing.
Everyone has, thanks to actor. Everyone has luck, and the party was just blessed. So,
Ooh.
all good things. Here's a picture of Ireena for everyone who's interested. That's what she looks like. Ireena, and so the rest of you see Ireena now, and so she has this kind of like.
Are you showing it on? I don't see it. Does it?
I see it.
There it goes.
Are you watching the
Oh
screen?
shit, she like a whole warrior. Look at
Oh, okay.
Here is Ireena Kolyana. She has dark kind of auburn hair, sharp features. She has the silver scimitar as well that goes with this. And then right now she has some leather armors on. Doesn't have the full studded or the full plate mail that she's showing here, or the main weapon that she's got there. That's the sword that you actually would see Ismark holding right now. This is Ireena Kolyana. All of you get ready and you start pulling everyone back inside and start entering into the mansion. The interior of the mansion is well furnished, but everything's very finely made, but there are significant signs of wear and tear. Noticeable oddities around you are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. The Burgomeister is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers, and there is a slight smell of decay. Clearly, he has been gone for a while now. You guys all pull it in, and you can see that there are many. At this point, there are kind of clothes kind of strung about everywhere too. where Irene has kind of been living and sleeping in this one central area. She hasn't really been using her chambers, trying to defend this place. But looks like she's using the entire like downstairs area of the Burgomeister's mansion as a studio apartment, effectively.
I will go over to my father and just kind of like rest a hand on his chest and take a moment to be with him for a moment.
You make your way over.
Are there any beds?
There is a floor.
I pass out on the floor.
There is some time for some rest here, before we get too far into what I have planned here. So, Ireena, as you guys laid in, she instructs you to lay Ismark on the couch, and you guys place him there, and she goes to get water and towels and things like that. If you need rest, there are upstairs. There are several guest bedrooms, and if that's what you need to do right now, you may go ahead and make your way that direction.
God, would I?
Yeah,
Before-
I'm gonna give
before-
Natalia some space and head up to.
Yeah. Are there any conversations the two of you would like to have before you go to sleep?
I was gonna say this. Yeah, Percy. He looks around at the runes or at the holy symbols on the wall, and he'll look at Natalia's sister and say, "This place safe?"
It's as safe as anywhere, I guess. There's not really anywhere safe here. She checks the door, which is still wide open. She slams it shut and lays down in a lead lined bar across the whole thing.
Why couldn't Kiro break down the door?
He huffed and he puffed and he still couldn't get in.
Because of the big lead pipe, apparently.
I mean, he seemed pretty strong. I don't
We're
think
gonna
a
have to
lead
break
pipe
through
was
the
gonna
party of
stop him.
adventures.
Why did he need
I'm
the
not-
key to get in?
Because he wanted to OTK us real quick.
Maybe he's
Oh.
playing by vampire rules now that he works for one and he needs permission.
He needs permission to enter.
Let the right one in.
Just seems kind of weird.
Code of conduct.
He's pretty massive.
He still has manners.
There's I'm not entirely sure, but I think our were friend here is right. I don't think he could come in because I said he couldn't, and that is all.
Hmm.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Frederick was going to see the situation happening with Natalia and kind of make his way over quietly and just kind of rest a hand on her shoulder. Not really saying anything, but for once in his very loud life, staying quiet. Just kind of being there.
She moves her chin in your direction just slightly to acknowledge that you're there. She continues to look down at her father and just fixes the flowers and fixes his tie, or I don't know what he's wearing, but I imagine he's wearing something nice and, adjusting his collar and like a daughter who is tied her father's tie every morning.
It's loaded.
Okay, well, Coyote has, since coming to in their human form, has covered themselves with their blanket. You just see like two very pale legs sticking out from underneath. And just kind of gonna limp to a dark corner and lay down there.
After she has a moment with her father, she will kind of turn her head and she'll look in Coyote and Torthak's direction, and she will say, "That creature knew you. He spoke as though he knew you. Is there anything that you know that you would like to share?
He used to be one of our leaders, but he wasn't nearly as strong as he was just now. Something has changed when he left. He abandoned our pack in search for a greater power, took the strongest with it, and left us to die.
And the wolves in the forest, the ones that looked emaciated, are those the ones you're referring to that were left to die as well?
Those were just hungry wolves.
So I imagine you didn't expect to see him then?
I had fears that it would be him, but I was not expecting it to actually be. I was hoping it would just be some larger wolves, not him.
That must have been very difficult for you to confront someone that you knew. I don't know if you were friends or not, but usually it tends to lean that way, and I appreciate your help in protecting my home and my family.
I don't know him too well. I ain't got no problem kicking his ass, but I know about Torthak over here.
The only problem I had was he hits much harder than I do.
I think that could be said for the lot of us. Thing's a monster.
Yeah, but we had him looking a kind of way there at the end.
It did.
As he says that, he kind of thinks about last night and what happened. Frederick got bitten, didn't he?
He did. Yep. At least once.
He'd like to look at the bite wound and see if it's like our dear Burgomeister.
Festering.
Mm-hmm.
Your wound is not nearly as bad.
Okay.
Do we know how that works? Like, do we collectively know, like, you bite a werewolf, you get bitten by a werewolf, you're
Do
gonna
me
turn
and Coyote at least know?
Yeah, I mean, I figured they would definitely know.
Yeah.
Get coyote-tized.
Yeah. Are you ready there?
So Torthak, you and Coyote would both know that when it comes to curses in this, it's you either have to be on the receiving end of far too many bites. You have to be on the receiving end of a bad enough werewolf bite that it gets into it will get into your system, and you have to not be able to resist it, right? So it has to be a terrible bite to accidentally pass on the curse to someone, and only werewolves of a certain level of strength can do that. Otherwise, you can also pass along the curse to a willing creature as well. But they either have to be willing or they have to be really hit hard. And mechanically, you have to land a crit with a bite in order to pass along the curse in combat like that. Which is what happened to our dear Ismark.
Well, I'd say you're fit as a five-finger fiddle, but Our friend over here is not looking so good.
You
Will he
may
not
get
be
rabies.
Depends on your definition, little girl.
Well, he breathes. He still breathes.
Yeah, if he pulls through, he'll do that. Some other things, maybe.
Will he turn?
Probably.
There is a very high likelihood.
It takes about 3 days for the process to be complete. And then on the next full moon the process becomes permanent.
Will he serve the monster?
Well, I don't remember serving anybody before I figured out where I came from, but
If he wishes to, he can. But I don't think that it will cause him to serve against his own free will.
So other than some pointy teeth and a good helping of body fur, he's going to be all right? Assuming he's not infected with other things.
it may. Yeah.
All right.
And he'll be unconscious this entire time as this change is taking place.
A little rough on the body.
Oh,
I heard that. That was
Yeah.
not
That was a good
Sirenscape. That was not Sirenscape.
I think
you
this
hear that
whole
one, Max?
region heard. Yeah,
I heard that, yeah.
That was a little
I heard
foreshadowing
it.
from God.
I heard it on Zoom and then I heard it out my window.
I felt it through the floor.
But yeah, he's been through a lot. He probably should sleep for a bit.
It is a lot for the body to go through.
You all kind of look like you should sleep for a bit. Are you hungry? I think we have some stew I could get together for when you wake, or now.
Well, that'd be mighty hospitable of you.
I think I'm good. I've had a lot of pies.
Ooh.
I
Those
think-
pies were delicious.
So good.
Percy, who's still looking at the bite wound, is going to telepathically speak to Natalia and say, he shouldn't be out with everyone else.
What makes you say that? Do you think he will hurt people?
We don't know that he won't.
I will stay with him and I will make sure that he won't. He's no more dangerous than I promise you that. I will close off the drawing room if it will help ease your mind, and I will stay with him and my father.
Would you rather I watch him?
He is my brother. I feel as though it is my responsibility, and partially my fault, for pushing him in this direction. Feel as though he has tried to prove himself. They do not call him by his name, and he wished to change it. But I appreciate your offer.
I know that you care for him. He's family. you prepared for the worst case scenario?
No. I'm not.
Then I will wait with you. Just in case.
And she doesn't say anything to that.
Well, I would say that my need for sleep overwhelms my need for food, so I'll be heading up to that bed because I feel like I slept on a rock, which I think I did.
Over time, you all make your way over to whatever bed you can find. It doesn't really matter where they are. With the amount of tired that you are, you fall to sleep where you rest. If it's a guest room, if it's Natalia's room, if it's the Burgomeister's bed, Ismark's room, who cares? It's soft. And you immediately fall to sleep as quickly as playerly possible. Over time, there is a significant amount of subs gifted to the channel.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
From the Great Big Geek.
Over time.
Oh, wow.
So thank you so much for that.
We love
Holy
you.
crap, yeah.
Definitely.
Radek got one.
Radek.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna tell him.
So, and sleep finds you rather easily. In the aftermath of the breast, you try to sleep all the way through night and successfully do, and everyone finds themselves with a long rest that's been had. I will say that with the blessing from Hatcher Actor, that everyone who has multiple levels of exhaustion removes those levels as well, and so everyone comes back to 0
Let's go.
Nice.
with all of
It's
this.
a good bless.
It's very
Is
good
there
bless.
a way to save Ismark?
I mean, it's a curse, yeah.
And you punch lycanthropy out of a body.
Can you like heal curses? Yeah? Priests and stuff?
Could we sing him a song and maybe feel better?
Actually, what's happening over there?
I don't know.
I want anyone who's proficient in religion to roll.
Only.
Me.
Torthak and
Couldn't be
Coyote.
me.
Wait, I can roll?
I am
Yes.
not proficient in religion.
Anyone proficient in religion, Coyote and Torthak.
Are we just roll religion then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I've got a plus
thing.
3. Does that count?
It does not.
Is that
All right.
proficiency?
Oh, that is a +0, so
If you
9.
want it to be.
Like, okay, yeah.
I think this makes sense.
I'm half proficiency.
Coyote. Or Torthak. Torthak, you've never heard of anyone who was cursed who had it removed. You don't know anyone personally that
Why would you give
has-
back a gift so great?
Yeah, you don't know anyone who's wanted to not be a werewolf. You don't know anyone who's tried to look. It doesn't make any sense to you. Why would you want to be something that you're not, etc. Coyote, where you have been for quite some time, I will say that you were at least approached by someone who offered you the opportunity. What you did with it is up to you, but obviously didn't take it, or however you felt about it. But given that information, you are led to believe there at least is a way. Whether you know, you don't know what that is, but you know it's possible. Natalia, thank you for the question, but you don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Where you're gonna see Coyote's blanket in the corner where he slept on the floor. Just gonna kind of shuffle and poof a little bit, and then a very fluffy head's gonna come out of the top, and he's back half shifted.
Here we go.
Like, well, A long time ago, a man came up to me, offered a way to possibly cure my condition, but didn't want to do it. I had achieved peace with my situation by then, and I don't know what happened to him. Dude, he was like a crossroads demon or something.
Well, you are adorable as you are now, so.
Oh, thank you. So, I don't know if it's just that guy, but might be some way.
Might be. So, your 8 hours of sleep pass. You sleep all day. It's almost, the sun is almost down. The sun is almost down when some of you begin to stir. There is some sort of rabbit stew that has been... this is not fun. Hang on one second. Hear me now?
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry. Something with the mic. Having rough go with things.
You sure it's not Lawrence?
Yeah, since you couldn't hear it.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I can hear Daniel fine. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Yeah,
I
It's
know,
like
princess.
a static.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So, when you wake, there's a faint scent of some rabbit stew of some kind that is very salty, very savory, that has been prepared, and it kind of wafts through the entire house. That brings you into where you are. You all wake in your individual rooms, or if you slept in the same rooms, whatever you may do.
I mean, I slept in my room for sure.
No way, I was already there.
No, wait, I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep in my room. I slept with my brother. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ismark has still not awakened. But you all wake up, and you find yourselves into the common room. Maybe you grab some food. There's several bottles of fine wine in the area. But Ireena is currently not in your space. She is elsewhere.
Nice. Are there any shinies around?
Shinies?
Yeah,
And
bro. Anything
what do you
valuable?
mean? Valuable?
Yeah, like gold and silver and.
Go ahead and make an investigation check, if you would like.
Fine dinner with.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. With a natural
All the
20,
shinies.
you start looking around the space. Seems like everything's either been pawned or is a significant portion of the Kolyana household that would be obviously noticeable if you took it.
Unlucky. I eat the food.
Friedrich stumbles down the stairs and kind of like bursts open the door with his hair all fucked up and wild and all over the place. And he's like, looks like he's base instincts right now as he looks for the food. He's like, there it is. And he fucking chows down on some rabbit stew. Like a monster almost.
That's some
What's
good
this
stuff.
What's this fork made of?
Silver.
Plastic.
Pocketed.
Take it.
Natalia does not eat.
You need the fork, Dylan, though. You can't use chopsticks.
True.
He's not eating.
I ain't trying to
Drinking it.
steal chopsticks.
Coyote gives a gesture at Natalia with his soup. Like, you sure you don't want none? It's real good.
She just kind of looks
Oh, yeah, it is.
like she doesn't look like she's looking at her brother, and she's just kind of sitting next to him on the floor while he's on the couch, and she doesn't look away. She says, "Thank you, but I'm not hungry. I already ate some earlier."
Insight
All
check.
right. I mean,
The lies.
Please and thank you.
Coyote stayed downstairs. Did he notice her going east?
You can certainly make an insight check.
All right. Watch this.
Oh,
Beautiful.
What happened?
Oh,
It's
an
a
8.
Coyote had a blanket over their head the whole time. I forgot.
He was in his fuzz nest.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a +2, but it won't give me that option. All right, whatever.
So that
I
would...
believe in you being able to do math. It doesn't matter.
Yes!
I don't think it matters.
She said she ate.
I mean, why?
Well, I guess I will love and trust you as a friend.
I feel like Friedrich definitely believes what Natalia is saying, but given the context clues that Coyote has experienced in other recent events, Coyote definitely knows that she's not being entirely honest, and probably anticipates why she's not being entirely honest.
All right, he's gonna let it go for now. That's a private conversation.
For later.
later.
As you guys are all eating, you get 6 to 8 spoonfuls of rabbit stew in. It's starting to hit your tummy, and you're starting to feel
Double that.
you're starting to feel
It does
a
sound
little
good.
a little bit full, and feel like you're coming back to life from almost dying. From the banister above, Ireena comes from her room and leans over the top of it. She's changed. She's no longer wearing the leather she had before, but now she's wearing kind of like this like finely made like green kind of like oak kind of colored shirt, and she has really dark pants on for like kind of like cotton, I would say. And she leans over the banisters and calls down to you. Hey, when you all get done, come up here. I got something I want to show you. And she goes back off to her room.
I will grab a throw off another couch, and I will just kind of like lay it over Ismark, and I will slowly make my way up the stairs.
Yeah. I'll grab 2 bottles of wine and make myself up.
You do so without issue.
We have wine?
Yeah.
Shit. All right, bro. You guys are loaded. Why do you think I
This
tried to
is
steal
so-
from you?
There are several bottles of wine.
Have you seen my village? It is like
That's what I was saying. That's what
it
Heavily
is
exactly
what
what I was
so
thinking.
impoverished right now.
It's heavily taxed.
That's what
it
I
is.
was thinking. You guys are brutal.
I love that they pawned everything but the wine. They're like, no,
Yeah.
if we're gonna survive this,
No,
we're gonna
we
drink.
should keep
Yeah,
this,
everybody's dying out there, and we're just eating with silver forks.
All are terrible.
All these dead wolves, and we're eating rabbit stew.
Oh,
Too soon.
I mean,
will always be too soon.
you guys are
Friedrich will eventually wipe his face with his sleeve and come upstairs.
I'm going to go upstairs with a full bowl of stew because I am still going to just continue to eat.
Do we all make our way
But
upstairs
everybody else
eventually?
seemed like they were going.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Cody chugs the rest and also goes upstairs.
you can take it to go.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, I guess I just didn't think about it.
As you make your way upstairs, and you walk up the stairs to the second level, you walk across the banister from which Ireena just called down to all of you. You make your way across to the far end, where there is a single door that opens up into the large chambers that are Ireena's that reside in Ireena's room. When you step in, it looks absolutely mad. Like, it looks like a crazy person lives here. There are papers ripped from books and strewn across the room. There is a large, crude map of Barovia drawn on the wall in a bright blue paint, like aquamarine, like that kind of color, right? There is a as you walk into the space, there is a severed wolf's head that is just kind of like sitting off, but it's covered in glass. Like there's a top over it, like it's a specimen.
Like a cloche?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what that is, but sounds right.
Yeah.
Like, like a dinner cloche.
Yeah,
like it'd
like
be
that.
our guest.
Exactly, it's a cloche.
Okay.
On
What
top
those are called?
over.
It's cloche.
I didn't know
yes.
what it was called.
I really don't
Not
like
that
this.
cultured.
Yeah, I like
There
dinner
are
cover.
there are strings that go across the roof and are attached to the walls, that attach to the 4 posters of her bedroom.
Why is it always wolf heads?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's kind of
And then
feels kind of
the
racist. I don't know.
the drafting desk that was in the drawing room is now up here, and there is stuff written all over it, it looks psychotic.
Is
in
this normal? Like, do I walk in and be like, "Yep, this is Ireena. This is normal."
You know a little bit about. I mean, you know Ireena well. She's your sister. This is off the deep end for her. Like she's always been an inquisitive mind. She's always been someone who's looking for answers. This is further beyond that. This is like conspiracy theory. Some guy with strings running all across their space. That's what Ireena's into right now. I would like for all of you to make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
wait.
I love what you've done with the place.
It's a little crazy, isn't it? And as you walk, Ireena is over. She's at the drafting desk, and she seems to be running through. Like she's got some sort of journal that she seems to be furiously scribbling notes in, and it's got these little rings that are made out of different types of metals. Like, so some are iron, some are silver, some are gold, and so they're not all the same types of ring. And in this bound book that she's got here. And as she seems to be scribbling notes furiously, and as you come in, she closes it tight. There's a strange sound, and then she pockets it as you all step into the space.
Do we know what the strange sound is? Or
it's weird. It's like
it comes from the book?
could be.
She got a Horcrux?
It happens in the there's something eerie about it for sure. It's a little high pitched. It's hard to tell if it's from the book or somewhere else, but based on the context clues of the description, you might figure that out, and declare that. Anybody score over a 20?
Yeah,
Okay.
21.
Friedrich with a 20.
Go Freddy.
Coyote with a 13. Torthak with 11. Percival with a
18.
6. Natalia with an 18.
I was focusing on my suit.
Valerius, what'd you get?
15.
15. All right. So, Valerius, Natalia, and Friedrich. All of you start to look around, and I'll say that each of you see all these things. Looking at all of her notes and things like that, you can see that they are about places in Barovia. Places that you may have heard of, or possibly places you may have heard of potentially. Some of them are kind of legendary, and perhaps there's some conversations about the Amber Temple, and there's like a next to that there's like a lineage of the Zarovic family next to it. There is you find a sketch of a strange tower with a dragon perched over the top of it. There's some sort of like mechanical contraption that looks a little bit like a house that's got spider legs on it. And you all see these things, like within all of Ireena's stuff that she has. Everyone else, you see one of those things, but not all. And then in addition to that, I will say that Coyote, it catches your eye that there is a set of voodoo dolls that look like they're half human, half animal. So it'd be like a voodoo doll that has wings instead of arms. And then there's one that has goat legs and then a human upper torso. And there's just this crazy stuff all over the place.
Wait, so Amber Temple, Spider Lake Tower, something about Zerofig?
Mm-hmm. There's some crazy stuff going on. And Ireena's like, so I've been working on something.
I see that.
Ireena,
Yeah, Nat.
you've done some redecorating. This is very, very in depth. Have you been sleeping at all?
Well, not at night.
During the day?
Uh-huh. Well, you know, it's been...
I walk up to her and I'm just gonna, like, do the, like, examination, like, opening her eyes and just, like...
Sure.
Like, the sister inspection just immediately, like...
You don't really have the skills to do that, but...
I do it anyway.
But you do it anyway, and she seems very much your sister. As forward as I can tell. She still has the 2 bite marks on her neck where the previous attacks were. She still has... but everything else appears as normal. In fact, she seems, right now, like her face is a little flushed. She seems very excited to share this with you. I'm fine, Nat. I'm fine. Jesus, stop that. She kind of pushes you away. Look, everything's cool. So I've been working on something.
Is it these little dolls?
Yeah.
They're kind of nifty. I've never seen werepeople like this before. Gonna pick one up and just start fiddling with it.
Well, here's the thing. I was told that there is a man in the village of Perez that is making not just dolls like this, but like people. No, Kresk. It's Kresk. This is where he's at. He's in Kresk, and he's making people like this, not just dolls.
So what's the doll look like?
He's making people.
Yep, weird ones.
What's the doll look like?
There are many dolls, and they look like they're a combination of humanoid forms and crazy different animals. Some of them are goats, some of them are reptilian in nature, birds, all kinds of crazy stuff. Many different combinations.
Why would he do that?
I don't know, but they say he's doing it for a good reason. Apparently he's a good guy. I don't really understand it. But I'd like to know. It's something that I think we should probably check out. Yeah.
Don't we have a bit of a situation already with the wolves and such?
We just took care of that.
You're thinking too small, Lord Friedrich. The wolves aren't the problem. And she looks over the side, and there's like this collage of very obviously this very gaunt looking man, pale face. He has cheeks sunken in, dark eyes. It's very clearly Strahd von Zerovic that she has made some sort of painting, and there's many different papers that are put up there, and she's kind of drawn his figure up there. She looks over to that and says, "That's the face that haunts my dreams. That's the face that plagues this land. That's the one that gave me these." And she shows you a pair of bite marks on her neck. She says, "That's the one that tells the wolves where to go." And that's the problem. I've been working out how to beat him.
And this is your solution.
Well, they're not my solutions. But the pieces, I think. And so she begins to sort of explain, and she goes over to a page where all the lineages are, and she starts to run through them, gives you a brief explanation. At one point she says, see, I don't know where this place is, and I don't think anyone that I've talked to ever found it, but they call it the Amber Temple. I don't know if it's a color, or if that's what it's made out of, or how it works exactly, but they say that that's where Strahd was born. And I don't know how he's connected to it exactly, but I know it's important, and I think we might learn more about Strahd if we go there. And then she goes over to the tower with the dragon on it, and she says, this is Argensvorst. He was a dragon before Strahd came to power, and Strahd killed him. And apparently there's something in his house that he was using to... He's the one who had the best possible chance against fighting Strahd. But, I mean, he lost in the end, but he lasted for hundreds and hundreds of years fighting the devil. And there's something in his house that helped him out with that. That's what they say anyway. I'm not certain, but... I don't think anyone's ever been able to get back in because, well, it's trapped and it's dangerous, you know? And then she starts going around to some of the other things, and she started to get a little frantic, and it's starting to get less and less, like, coherent as she goes about it.
Slow down, Rena.
Yeah,
Slow down. This is a lot to take in. First of all, my main concern is your safety. I don't know if you can stay here.
Well, we certainly can't stay here long term. It's not... We can't do anything. Like, it's been... The devil's been over these lands for far too long, and quite frankly, I'm tired of sitting here and doing nothing about it. There are hundreds of people who have tried to fight the devil, and I'm honestly tired of being here as bait, and we need to do something about it.
I agree. I think it's a great idea, and many good ideas you put together here in this room. I think we should try and see what we can find from what you put together. Be ashamed to let all this work go to waste.
Yeah, this man, the one you said was making weird people. What do he look like?
I've never seen him.
But
they told me that he was nice. I don't know that's true though.
Making people? Do you know why he's making people?
No. I don't think that they got that far, so they never found out why.
I'm not sure someone who makes... I can't imagine them being a good person if you're making someone.
I can assure you that he's a good man. My sources tell me that he's good.
Who are your sources, Ireena?
Yeah, you care to cite those?
Y'all gonna think I'm crazy.
Well,
that shit
no,
was kinda
I
silent.
don't want to think that. But I am
Seems perfectly sane to me.
concerned.
So at this point, the sun has gone down and night has fallen, and there's this. When you ask that question, there is this very faint green glow that goes from the northern window, and she says, "Wait, you can see him now!" And she goes over there and pulls open the curtain and throws back the doors, and you all make your way over to the right side of Ireena's bed. You look outside, and you see the cemetery. It's everything that is in behind the Burgomeister's mansion. There's this large cemetery, old stones, moss-covered, some of them slightly askew, circled by wrought iron bars. Rising from the graves are green spectral figures. Very haunted mansion. as they rise from the grave, they are wearing the same clothes they had in life. Many of them show wounds. Some of them are missing limbs. About half of them have bite marks on their necks. Others have some of them have like clear severed limbs. Others have ripped as if pulled by jaws. And many of them bear the symbols of good deities like Lathander and Pelor, that sort of thing. The lords of good, but they're all dead. And the spectral figures rise from the cemetery and begin to leave the cemetery and start walking. And they move, and they pass from the cemetery and head west. Natalia, you know this as the Ghost Parade. And every night, the ghosts rise from the cemetery, walk through the village of Barovia, attempt to leave out of the gates to the east, and are returned to their graves the next morning. You also know that the people who reside in the cemetery are almost exclusively adventurers who have come to Barovia to seek to slay the devil Strahd and have failed. So Ireena, as she pulls back and says, as she shows you this, says, I figured out how to talk to him. And I've been walking in the parade and asking them questions. Like, what did they do? And what were they trying? What did they find? What did they know? And this is what they know. This is everything that I've gathered. It's been a little while since I've learned something new. Yeah. Starting to put all the pieces together.
Those are all victims of the devil?
Or his minions.
How many of them are there? Like,
Hundreds.
roughly.
A lot.
Hundreds.
A lot.
250 plus. It's a big graveyard. There's probably...
Those gotta go down there and cleanse them.
There's probably 300 to 400 graves, and at least 2/3 of them rise.
Even.
They don't rest?
No one can actually leave Barovia, even in death. That's what they say, anyway.
What about the ones that don't get up?
I suppose they've been born again.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What the hell? Jesus.
I mean, I'm a little creeped out, but the other monks always said that you should look to the people who came before you for knowledge, and I guess this is like that. But
All right. But let's
agree.
back up a second on that. Talking about fighting the devil himself.
Yes.
That's a lot to take in one fell swoop. I know he's not exactly a fantastic lord of the lands, but that's still he's the devil. He's earned his name for a reason. That's
What?
hey, he's the devil. How the hell do you expect to beat him?
Frederick, you do realize that we're all trapped here, right?
Do you realize that 4 of my men were just slaughtered by wolves?
Right, and now their
not even
spirits
him.
are trapped. Frederick, I have only one purpose, and I think you all should know this. I intend on killing the devil with my bare hands.
Get in line.
Percival, you can lead. I'd be honored. Any man with the courage to stand up to the devil can lead. And
I have
I
a little
think,
bit more than myself to think of.
well, Frederick, you have quite the few options. You either die in Barovia and are trapped forever, or oh wait, you die in Barovia and are trapped forever. Frederick, everybody dies here. I know you coming from the Highborn might think this world might be, great. But us commoners, us lower citizens, we don't get lucky. We get eaten by wolves. We get attacked by vampire spawns. We come out every day out of our houses and we don't know if we're gonna get another day. And I think those of us with the strength to do so should stand up to the devil. And if we fail, oh well. We had no choice anyways.
Fate's the same either way.
Exactly, Percival.
You can wait around for your turn. You and the ones you love. Or you can fight back.
I don't know about all you, but there's no way I die silently in Barovia. These hills are where I make my stand, and I will see the edge of this darkness, and I will see the light that shines on the other side of the fog, or I'll die trying.
Ireena is moved by your speech, Valerius.
Thank you.
And she
I
says,
know where the hell did that
and
come from?
she's very moved by your speech. She
Yes,
says,
sir.
Thank you.
That's exactly how I feel. I'd rather try and then walk with the ghosts than just be here and wait.
Do you have my sword and my axe?
Am I being mocked?
And I will pass.
Not at all.
No, it's fantastic. So with that, what is there? So over the next, so Ireena begins to with the resolve that is now instilled in all of us, thanks to Valerius.
Do we get temporary HP from that
No,
amazing speech?
You do not.
Rousing speech.
The rousing speech, yes.
You do not, but you feel it in your
You
heart.
do.
I don't know. I feel pretty inspired. Like
You can. I mean, Valerius
like
can have.
inspirations are
Valerius can have an inspiration, but none of you can.
Oh yeah, dude. I am the bard now.
Ireena begins to show you her collected works. Okay. So over the next, it takes a minute. Probably 2 or 3 hours. But Ireena begins to show you the things that she has and the things she's collected and the information that she's been able to glean. And so here are the things that Ireena knows or believes she knows or has heard from the ghosts that walk the parade every night. She believes the Amber Temple is where Strahd was born. She cannot trace the lineage all the way back to it, but based on the stories that she's heard, she believes that is where he originated. There is a great power hidden within inside of Argensvort, the stronghold of Argensvost, a silver dragon that perished before Strahd came to power. It is said that this silver dragon was the last to oppose Strahd in Barovia with any amount of success. His mother resides within the ruins of Berez. Ireena believes that there has to be a reason that Count Strahd keeps her there instead of at his castle. She does not know why or what, but she's certain that there's something there that Strahd needs or that Strahd is protecting. The abbot in Kresk is a good man. Hard to know if that's true, but the ghosts say so. There's no additional information there. Just he's a good man. That's all.
All right.
Never met a ghost that told a lie.
I mean, why would you lie? You're already dead.
About half the footprint, or half of the ghosts that are down there, have either... How do I say this? Not half, probably a quarter. A quarter of the ghosts that reside in that cemetery have some kind of horseshoe brand on their body. Either their armor has been singed or their flesh has been burnt and branded by some sort of horseshoe of some kind. It's unclear exactly what's happening there. But there are horse prints on many of the bodies. Sometimes on the back, sometimes on the front, sometimes on the face. Doesn't necessarily know exactly what's happening there.
They're on every last one of them?
About a quarter of the bodies. Not all the bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strahd have a horse? Is Strahd a horse?
I don't think so.
Perhaps
Why y'all got that
it's-
thing on him then?
Maybe an organization of some kind? Or maybe they all met the same end in a similar fashion.
all killed by the same creature.
That might be a hope.
The last thing she points out before she finishes her spiel, and she ends with this, and as she's wrapping up her entire explanation of what everything she's gathered is, she comes up and she pulls out a piece of paper. She opens it up and she says, "All right, so last thing we need to do. So after we take care of Dad, the last thing that we have to do before we leave the village is we have to go see Madame Ava.
Oh no.
She's a
Ava.
she's
Ava?
a
No.
she's a
Changed our
Vistani.
minds.
She's a Vistani seer. She lives on the outskirts of town.
Sure
I
she is.
don't know why, but everyone who comes through here goes to see her before they go anywhere.
So she can disintegrate their friends.
Yeah, right. Ah, thanks.
No, I don't think that's what happens, but it could be the case. Hard to say exactly.
Is
The
she
ghost say she was a
different?
good people?
Is she an albino tiefling?
Yeah.
She's not.
Did you see a necklace on her?
I did not.
Mark of the beast?
But everyone goes there first, and then I don't know what happens after that. Apparently she tells them something, or gives them something, or helps them in some way. I mean, all of these things, these are what everyone was. All of these people died while trying to get enough power to fight Strahd, to fight the devil. No one down there was strong enough to fight him on their own. So they went to all of these places and did all these things. Or maybe they did, I don't know. Maybe they wanted to, but that's what they told me. And but every single one I talked to spoke with her first.
Well, maybe that is the problem.
What did she tell them?
It wouldn't say.
Can the ghost touch things on this plane?
No.
I was about to have an army.
Every night,
Every night the army of the
like
ghost
4 hours.
march.
And they do psychic damage?
No, they have weapons, but they can't touch them because Daniel's a buzzkill. Anyways.
That's
Sure.
true.
That makes sense.
Do we speak to the ghost?
I don't think so. And she pulls out a necklace that she's got on her. As she pulls it out, it's circular like a ring, but flat like a washer. It's made out of some sort of black metal, and it has some sort of rune kind of like tattooed into it in many places. And as she pulls it out, it glows a very faint green glow, like the ghost did. And she says, "I made this. But it's kind of made for me. It's attached to my soul, and it allows me to." I don't know, it connects me to him somehow. Took a lot of work trying to tune my soul to theirs. And I actually had to kind of do it every time because I can't talk to all the ghosts at once. It's only one, and so I'd have to retune it to you, and then figure out how you tune to them. It would take weeks.
Fine. Have any of the ones that you've talked to, have any of them come close? Were any of them killed by Strahd himself?
One, but she didn't even make him bleed. He killed her, but
And the others were killed by his minions.
yeah.
So how are we planning on? We have the plan to fight the devil, but how are we planning on laying your father to rest? Since that seems to take priority at this moment.
One more question about the devil.
Okay.
The one that fought him, did they fight their way through all his other people, or did they find some way to get him alone?
Ireena goes over to her library of books and pulls one out
Oh.
in reference to Argensvort. And she starts to look through it as I pull up more tabs.
Excuse me while I flip through Wikipedia.
It's the book of Wickenspedia.
Of course. Chapter 9. Page 4.
Wikinspedia.
Yes,
Paragraph
In
3.
order.
yes, the
If
great
I remember correctly-
scribe Wiccan.
Was this not in
Dude.
book 47?
The great dragon,
Don't get that far.
the great dragon Argensvort is said to have fought Strahd before he rose to power. In fact, before the Count actually became the vampire that he is, while he was still mortal. And it is said that Argensvort made his last stand defending something called the Amber Temple.
Where Strahd was born.
Supposedly, yes. So the great
so the dragon is the one who-
Argensvost died with his forces. There was no like Strahd had the castle, but he wasn't the count yet, and it wasn't as if Argensvort was trying to assault the castle. At that time, he was the power still resided in the land itself, and for whatever reason, Argensvort decided the Amber Temple was the place to make his stand, and that is where he died.
She said there was like some powerful item in there too, yeah?
She said the Amber Temple. Ireena says the Amber Temple is where Strahd was born.
Right.
The ghost told her
Argent
Argensfort.
Voss is where it is.
Argensfort?
Argensvort, which is the stronghold of Argensvorst.
Okay.
Is
that
there's
makes more
some
sense.
sort of, it's named
That's
after
where,
him.
like, the dragon's mother is, right?
The Argensvort is the stronghold where there is some sort of great power inside. Which actually,
Okay.
for those of you who are tracking, that's actually a rumor you heard in Valaki too. That the Wachter twins were out searching around Argensport.
Yeah, doesn't the Feather know about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Erwin told you about that.
Got you. Tracking. I have at least 9 bullet points.
Natalia,
At
or
least.
Nat, I know Dad would have been one to be buried in the church. He always loved it there. But it might be safer just to burn him. What do you think?
Clearly talking to Natalia, right?
I said Nat.
Didn't pick that up. Sorry.
Pretty cool.
Hard of hearing. Hard.
I do want to bury him.
Let's take him to the church. It's what he would have wanted.
But he needs fresh orchids. I'll get those.
Is that a flower?
Yes, it is a flower, Dylan.
All right, just making sure.
There's Lauren, if you want to take this scene in just a minute for the funeral and describe that the way that you imagine it.
Okay.
The rest of you go and find your orchids wherever they may be, and the rest of you gather up Ismark, who has come to consciousness. He's not feeling well, but he's a little bit awake, and he's in and out. He's awake enough to realize there's a moment where Ireena's over there. She's talking to him. He's not feeling well, but he insists on attending before he returns back over here. He's chosen to be awake for his father's funeral.
But he has chosen to be awake?
Yep.
Yeah, he just. All right, I'm awake
Wait,
now.
my
I
dad's
decided.
sometimes you
funeral's
just wake up.
here.
You
Sometimes
guys holding a
things are
funeral?
What is
Hold
it?
on, let me wake up real quick.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
You
An
was gonna
important.
bury Dad without me?
You
He's
like,
built
would
different.
you?
Yeah,
And
he's
Ismark's
built
like-
different. Yeah.
He's built different.
Wakes
I
up.
heard an occasion to wear my new black slacks, and I am awake.
You got there's a few of you go over and you carry Lord Burgomeister Kolyana. Somebody else helps Ismark and helps him to his feet and pulls his shoulder up and carries him where he needs to be. He won't be up for long, but he'll be here for this. He wants to be present for it. Ireena makes her way over there as well. Ireena, surprisingly, does not help you carry anything. Just walks and leads you where you need to go. She takes you to the church, and Ireena has a quick conversation with the priest who lives there, or resides there. As you get there, you see the church itself. It's atop a slight rise, and against the roots of the pillar stone that supports. Atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft. You can kind of see it up above. Stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. The church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil creatures on end and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and flickering light shines through the holes on the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. Ireena walks inside, finds the priest, and after a quick conversation, leads you guys inside or to wherever is appropriate right now. So, Natalia, what is happening with the funeral of Burgomeister Kolyana?
As the coffin is brought in and I suppose laid next to the hole, where he's meant to be buried, Natalia will walk up with a small wreath of white orchids. And she will place it on top of his resting hands. And she will say, "For my father, a circle of orchids. These that represent love, luxury, beauty, and strength. That which is refinement and one of many children. One of thoughtfulness and maturity. This luxury that I speak of is not one of wealth. It is one of beauty of the soul, which is a rarity in this bleak and desolate land that we are trapped in. You have led me for all of my days. You have led us all. And now, in your strain, and everything that you have carried in this burden as our leader of this village, we take that from you so that you may rest. No longer will you worry. No longer will you need to look over this village. I love you, Father, and I will miss you greatly." And she'll kiss his forehead and just kind of like rub her thumb against his cheek and stand up.
Ireena starts to cry. Not uncontrollably, but the way that you do.
I'll go over next to her and I'll hold her. As it starts to rain, I guess. It sounds like it's raining, so.
It's always raining in Barovia.
That's right. That's right. I'm not crying. It's the rain.
Like in Ireland.
Go ahead.
Happy Paddy's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
This man's plugged that like 3 times.
It's the second time, first
Max
off.
loves
This is what we do on
St.
St. Patrick's Day. We bury people.
It's the
Pretty-
agenda to create more Irish people.
The priest goes over after all this has been said and done, and there are some words spoken. You know how you know how priests are. Say a bunch of things that
True.
they say a bunch of things at a funeral, and it drags on longer than it should, and the person's still just as dead at the end. Takes his holy symbol and kind of places it, folds the coffin over where it is, and they begin magically starts to lower it down into where it needs to be. And throws kind of gestures his holy symbol and sprinkles water over the grave, and then molds earth, everything up to cover it where it once lay the Burgomeister to rest. There, standing among the cemetery, where you saw the ghost leave not too long ago. We're going to take our break. And when we come back, we're going to go see about this Madame Ava. So stay tuned, and it won't always be the somber, but it might be. We'll see. We'll be right back.
A 12 does break it.
We have to wait until your next turn.
Okay. I know. I just don't know. I get.
I would never hurt people on purpose, Bogwan.
All right, then we can trust her, boyos. She's not gonna hurt anybody.
Does anyone have a lockpick?
No! No, we don't need one!
And we're back. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us at the break. We are going to begin right where we left off.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
So the funeral's
I
over.
swear to God.
So the funeral's over.
Did you
Ireena.
change your shirt?
Who,
He
me?
did. Wait, he did.
Max!
Oh,
Max changed his shirt. He's
Oh,
not
Max?
a floating head anymore.
oh my
Oh, look at that.
God.
That-
Wow.
It's been like that since the beginning of the stream.
Wow.
Why did it take you that long to notice?
I don't know.
So much
Wait,
for
for
Happy
real?
St. Patrick's Day.
Hey, can I be
Yeah.
honest with all you guys? I still don't know what shirt Max is wearing.
He's like, wait, Max is here?
Who, Max?
Face on it.
He has a shirt on?
Oh, that's nice.
Max, who?
Oh.
Oof.
All right. Well, we don't
I hit
have to
hard.
personally attack me.
That's hard.
I feel like that was a little far for the lighthearted conversation.
Was it?
Like,
I mean, we
let it
would have if the
slide.
shirt was different, but you said it was the same. So.
I've been
You need me to go change? Do I need to go change again?
No,
All right.
I've been talking to
All
Friedrich.
right, I'll be back.
Like, it's fine. Oh, he's gone. He's
Alright,
gone.
he's gone.
There he goes.
And he's gone.
And there he goes. All
Um,
right, cool.
I'm sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
Yeah, that's normal.
So,
He dies, right?
maybe.
We accidentally
Maybe.
buried him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoops.
no. So anyway, we pick up where we left off. In the moments following the funeral of Burgomeister Kolyana, you find yourselves. Oh, he's gone. Love it.
Hey,
All right,
Fine.
would you guys be cool now?
Yes, we'll be cool now. Be cool now. We find ourselves under the eave of the church, standing out from the rain as it's starting to slacken and go from a torrential downpour or a heavy rain into a light little drizzle. You find yourselves underneath this easement and near the church, and Ireena says, we should go ahead and head out to the camp. We don't want to get out there before it gets too far into the night, yeah?
True.
Very true.
If I'm being completely honest, I spent a lot of time with Dad over the last couple of days, and I think I'm ready to be away from it. Are you okay, Nat?
I will be. We'll go. Let's go.
All right then. Down the path we go. The trip.
Wait, are we leaving?
Yeah, we're leaving. You got
Yeah,
anything
we're
you
out,
need to
bro.
Frederick needs to talk to the one surviving guard,
That poor guy.
the guy that we left in the tavern.
no.
Is
Is
he
he alive?
good? Because he got bit by a wolf, but he
No,
roll,
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
roll a d20.
oh god, he was gonna have him send a
He
message.
was the one that we put in the cart.
Oh, that's not good.
He's dead AF.
I told him to take care of him.
He died.
All right. Well, I can't talk to him then.
You go back and discover that
Oh,
he's
that was
dead.
a quick conversation.
Yeah.
You go back and discover that he's dead.
All right. Well,
Nobody's gonna move him. He's just dead in the tavern.
yeah.
You could feed him to the wolves.
I don't have any men to bury him
Oh!
anymore.
Not cool. Too soon.
Life's
This
hard.
is why we put
There's
your head
so
on
much.
a stake.
There's so much
Wow.
Jesus.
Why is it so loud?
Is it loud?
Nature is powerful.
death.
Yeah, hear that lawnmower? Rolling through my suburban neighborhood on my horse real quick. Oh, that's a fire! Oh,
Let's bring you guys into the
Hey,
into the camp.
or
Percy, Tag.
It's so loud and I already had it at 35%.
dude, I'm trying to turn it down.
I have
I have
down
it
to
at 4.
I can't hear it all because I have it muted.
Wow, thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have no idea how loud it is.
Are we about to be attacked by wolves?
Not yet. Maybe.
They're out there.
It is a little bit different traveling down the Slavic road when you don't have
Slavic?
Yeah, the Slavic woods.
Wait, we didn't see the Seer.
Do you mean the Svalik?
Wow.
Okay.
Grammar Nazi much?
Is that not what he said?
Like what did I say?
He said Slavic.
Well, one is a real thing that exists.
Sorry.
Look, I'm just out here trying to do my best.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, just call him out
sorry,
on like
sorry.
one letter difference.
Wow.
Wait, did we see Ava?
So the
Rat
Slavic
dies.
woods, we were traveling through those. I don't know now.
Is Ava over here?
Yeah, can we kill her yet?
Yeah, we're heading that way.
Okay, cool,
Okay.
cool.
Should I
Make sure you didn't forget.
Where that what do you think this place is?
My camp. I own this.
Now.
Now I do.
Traveling
Welcome, boys.
through.
All right. So anyway, before Slavic Slav.
I can't even remember how to say it now. Slavic?
God,
Slavic?
It's SV. Svalik.
Svalik.
The Svalik.
Svalik Woods. Alright, so we head through Svalik Woods.
Symbolic. The
It's the
symbolic.
Svalik Woods.
The
Damn it.
Symbolic Woods.
How could you guys do this to me?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. I love you so much. You're the best in the entire world.
I'm
Mwah.
Symbolic woods.
I'm terrible, but I'm trying.
Ridicule him.
I love these diabolic woods.
That's the clip. It's like, I'm terrible, but I'm trying. Ridicule him. Alright, cool. That's the next trailer. That's what we're going to put on there. So anyway, we're heading through the woods.
Yeah, it's just the woods now.
The woods, yeah.
We're heading through the
I'm
woods.
sorry, which ones? Could you be a little more specific?
I would not like to be specific.
Are these
Mine-
like that?
Is there help
No.
with my notes here?
So anyway, there are several Goliaths who come walking out. No, they don't.
Oh, I was about to say, dang. gum.
Where'd
That
they
was
come
fast.
from?
Walking through the woods without an armed guard, without a covered wagon,
What?
without
What
a...
do we
Without
have
an
a
armed
wagon?
guard, I'm standing right
I
here.
was. Oh my! You stole my line.
And they still work with me, technically speaking.
Walking without an armed guard, walking without a covered wagon, walking without provisions, and knowing that you're the only thing that stands between yourselves and the eyes and ears of the devil in the woods itself.
Okay, I would have at least gotten, like, her a nice big cloak to cover herself
Sure.
up, you know?
Sure, you got that.
Don't make it sound like, yeah, sure. Like,
Why did we
that's
get
gonna
to the
help.
wagon? Though?
I
It-
don't.
it
I'm
won't, but
literally
you'll be-
wearing a shirt that says "Come at me, bro."
It doesn't help you, but like it makes you feel better, makes the world feel more real. So yeah, sure, you got that.
My shirt has an
Jesus.
arrow that points at.
We're about to roll
Crucible and it
initiative.
says,
We
"Go
don't
at
calm
it."
down.
He's like, Lord, that's a nice flavor that you just added. It's not gonna do anything.
Like, we're about to roll initiative. Y'all don't calm down.
She snatched from
Oh,
the
awesome.
trees.
So
I'm so confused why we left the wagon.
it's
We
different
have horses, bro.
now. When you realize that you're walking through here, you're a little bit more exposed than you were previously, and there's some anxiety building moments. There's some times when things go bump in the night and you're not sure where they are, what they're doing. But you you start hearing the running water before you can see the lights of the Vistani camp. So just outside the village of Barovia, and you probably only walked 45 minutes or so, you can see a single campfire covered and surrounded by Vardo-style wagons. They are set up and they actually have permanent fixtures laid on the sides to keep them from tipping over in the wind and the rain and things like that. There are several tents that have been built and established outside the circle of wagons, and adjacent to that there is one larger area, one biggest tent that looks like it's built around its own. It's like there's a wagon and then there's a tent that's built around the wagon, as if it's all in one thing. But as you approach, you can hear the rain starts to slacken, starts to get a little bit easier to be around, and you can hear a little bit of music,
We can.
a little bit of frivolity.
Wait.
Kind of music.
Wait.
It's happy, like fiddle music or something. I don't know yet.
Is it raining?
Yeah, Daniel, I think the music's coming through, or the sound effects are coming through Zoom.
Yeah,
No, they're coming through. Wait. Oh shit. Oh, I see what you're saying.
it's coming. It's making its way up.
How is it raining and there's a fire going?
It stopped raining.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
It's a strong fire.
I was like, man, that fire is insane.
It's not raining enough.
Frederick hears the sounds of a fiddle being played. He's like, "Ooh, that's my kind of people." He makes
Oh,
his
no.
way over.
There's a little bit of music. There's a little bit of dancing. There's some ale being passed around, or in this case, you know it to be wine. But it's in wooden cups, and it's in everybody's hand. And you look around, and there's a flavor of life here, a little flicker of flame in the dreariness that is Barovia. There are men and women here, all of them in their most of the ones that you can see looking around are in their mid to late 20s, some of them as old as 40s or 50s, but they seem to be having a wildly good time as they stand around the fire, drink, and tell stories.
Is there alcohol?
There's lots of alcohol.
I will either.
Finally.
I would like to swipe a bottle.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I already have 2
You no.
From your house.
from your house.
so-
Yeah.
He did
He
say.
does from your house. So as you
If it's offered, I will take it. If it's not, I will take an entire bottle.
as you step up, there is a well-dressed man. He is wearing he looks like he's wearing just a vest that's all black. Then he's got bright red pants on. He's got some sort of like puka shell necklace going. Okay,
Puka shell.
Yeah. And then he's got like bright, like kind of like fiery red hair. Like he is a character. So it matches his hair, matches his pants. He's great. As he walks up to you, he says, "Friends, welcome. The Vistani are here for you this evening. How goes your journey? Please come enjoy our fire, drink our wine, be our guests."
Frederick
Nice.
already is.
Oh
What?
yeah, we're already at the fire.
We've come to see Madame Ava, and some of us are grief-stricken, and the strongest alcohol that you have would be most welcome, my friend.
Gary,
Cheers to that.
Gary, open up the fire whiskey. We're gonna need it for this group. Please, yes. He hands you his drink, Natalia.
Does he have a bottle in the other hand? Because I'll take the bottle.
He doesn't have a bottle in there, but he hands you his drink.
I down the whole thing.
Well, there's plenty of food to go around. Please enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. You are our guests for the evening. Madam Ava does not see anyone until at least after midnight, so you have some time to get thoroughly drunk before you see her.
Oh, this is gonna be
Perfect.
fun. This is gonna be fun.
I'll have 2 of what she's having.
Look, where 10 can drink, 20 can drink. Am I right?
Aye.
Valerius pulls out 2 bottles of wine from his coat, and he goes to Natalia's sister, and he says, "Madam, may you offer me this dance, for life is too short in Barovia to grieve the passing of others. Should we dance to the future?"
We might as well. And Ireena
That's
will
what I
go
like
over
to
there and chug a drink and grab someone else's and then dance with Valerius.
That's what I'm talking about.
Percival looks on quite disapprovingly at all of the revelry.
I pass him a bottle.
He
My
shakes-
friend, what is so difficult?
He's looking around the campsite. He says, "All of this noise, all of this light. The minions of the devil are out.
The minions of the devil have no sway over these camps.
We did not come here to drink and dance and be merry. We came to speak to the seer.
It's too late for that.
Why can't we do both at once?
Your sadness is yours alone, my friend. If you, we would love for you to join us over here in the world of happiness, but that's totally up to you. If you want to be sad, all for it. To each his own, I say. Yeah.
Let me say that's a you problem.
What kind of food you got here?
They looks like they have acquired some sort of deer, and it is roasting. Looks like they have the hind quarter. They have the whole hind quarter roasting, and somebody's got there's like a little like drip pan underneath that you can shave. That's got like a dagger near it that you can shave off pieces of the deer and like make little strips.
Is the raw carcass nearby?
Excuse me?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, hang on.
Excuse me?
You want to go look for it?
I will later.
Yeah, thanks.
Are there any tortillas?
I go to.
Like some deer tacos?
You could probably there's bread. There's fresh bread.
They have like a flatbread?
Yeah, if you want to get a flatbread, there's some unleavened bread around, I'm sure.
I go to Percival. I put my arm around him. I turn him towards the deer, if he will let me. And I say, "You mean to tell me that doesn't look like something you want to eat right now?" Insight check.
He says, food is sustenance.
Uh-huh.
It makes you
Am I properly
stronger.
drunk?
Excuse me.
Food is
Nice.
sustenance.
I wouldn't say you are yet.
She wasn't asking you a question. She was just saying that out loud.
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
He will,
Just randomly.
he will partake in the deer,
That's
but he
right.
won't drink.
Hell yeah.
What?
This
No
guy.
drinks. This guy.
Disgusting.
I do not eat. I do not partake of the meat.
He said
Not
he
that
did.
at
I
least.
said I was gonna
He said he
eat.
was eating.
I partake of the meat. I do not partake of the drink.
Nice. I informed Percival that there is no water to be had here.
It's fine.
Well, there's a river in there. There's
No.
isn't
There's a
in
river.
the picture?
No, there's definitely
There's
not.
there's a river.
Daniel.
Daniel was saying there was a river.
Like you heard me the first
He's
time.
trying to
There's a
give
river.
him the Thorvald treatment.
The peer pressure isn't gonna work if there's a river, dude.
Yeah, dude. Come on, bro. You're ruining it all. I spiked the river.
Those deer are acting weird over there. Did you see that?
I'm filling my canteen and my water skin or whatever, and then slightly upriver is just pouring bottles of alcohol into the river.
Just straight-
Why are the fish walking?
Got him.
We got him good.
Fantastic.
Come back over to him. Percival, it's too late now. You drank that water, didn't
Yeah.
you?
There was
like the
drugs in
pie.
the water.
Just like the pie.
My God. So how many
Surprising.
drinks can I have before they cut me off?
Yeah, same here. That's what I'm saying.
The Vistani will let you have as many drinks as you wish.
That's a mistake on their part.
They will put as many bottles of wine into your hands as possible, and
Okay,
they're
who's-
all super friendly.
That's great. How many can I have before I need to make a con save?
I mean, if you want to make a con save, you can.
I just want to see how he's gonna handle this because he's accustomed to drinking.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Is he though?
Have you heard his
Is
accent?
he though?
Is he? Is he though?
It doesn't seem
Is he-
like
Does
Yes,
not
he is.
seem as though he is.
He had a couple too many.
He had like 3.
More
Are
like
you-
6. Thank you.
When yeah, go ahead. I'll wait my turn.
Oh, I'm just looking for. I want to look for neat trinkets and baubles.
So Friedrich gets drunk enough
Oh.
that he looks over to Coyote. Is Coyote wearing a hat?
Always.
always.
Oh.
Always.
But are behind the ears accessible?
Oh no.
One of the ears is outside of the hat.
Oh my god, I love it.
He reaches over and he kind of stops himself. And then he reaches over again and stops himself. And on the third one, he goes and tries to give ear scritches.
Coyote loves this. Coyote's just kind of like way too close to the fire, just panting into it like a dog. Or I don't know if anybody else's dog does this, but whenever there's a heater on in the house, my dog will sit right on it and just like pants. I'm like, you can back up at any point. There's water. You can do other things. And she's just like, nah, this is good.
Frederick appears to love it just as much as she does. She's so cute.
Natalia gets equally as drunk, and she will just kind of like stumble over to Valerius.
Oh no.
Oh.
And she'll be like,
Oh god. Oh god.
Valerius, why don't you like me?
What? I mean, I like you, but just not as much as Irene.
No, I mean, you don't like anything that I give to you, and I try to be your friend, and you don't seem to like me very much.
Valerius holds up his hand and starts counting. Let's see, the things that you have given me. 1 coffee. He stops counting. He stops counting. You're right. I didn't drink the coffee. I might have been a bit stubborn from the lack of sleep in the drenched rain.
She holds out her, like, half-empty drink for you to partake in.
I drink it and refill it with my bottle. Hand it back.
I know that's my wine. I appreciate you refilling my cup, though.
I don't know what you're talking about. I said.
Don't you play coy with me? I know that is my wine. You didn't have any before, and now you do.
I ripped the label off. I don't see your name on it.
I have to go pet Coyote now. It's very fuzzy, and I seem to think that Friedrich is enjoying himself.
At this point, can I be giving them tummy rubs?
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Friedrich's face is almost as red as his hair. He's giving Coyote tummy rubs. He's very much enjoying himself.
Coyotes have the time of their life.
She's so soft. Jesus Christ, boys. She's so soft.
You mean he?
Yeah. He is so
It's
soft.
whatever.
Yeah, apparently.
Raina said she, so I was going off of that.
I heard he at the start.
Do you want he?
What is Torthak doing during all of this?
Torthak is just drinking a bottle of fire whiskey, staring off into the darkness,
God.
reflecting on
Sorry.
on the confrontation that they had gone through barely a day ago.
I move over to Torthak next as he's brooding.
He's just brooding.
You know what makes almost dying better? Scritches. You should get in on this.
Natalia moves over to Torthak next. She's like,
Oh no.
Toothpick, I don't think we know each other very well. And you look very upset. But I was also upset, although I'm still upset about my father. But you know what's better is when you drink with friends. So have another drink, my friend. But maybe look at the fire and not the darkness. It's a little bit spooky out there. And also, the alcohol is where the light is.
I will raise my bottle.
How did you
Tap
get a
it to your
bottle?
glass.
I want a bottle. All I've got is a glass.
Someone brings you a bottle.
I take the bottle.
I don't even think it's acting at this point.
You think I am not really drunk. I'm not really drunk.
Just
Go in the
toast.
immersion.
Just gone.
It's very convincing acting.
Thank you.
It's very good. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Daniel's like, it sounds just like the real thing.
I also want to point out I like how the smoke is blowing straight into Friedrich's face. It's fantastic.
Life's hard.
Just noticed this.
Life is hard.
I mean, you can
smoke
move.
follows beauty, they say.
You can move
I don't
if you
think
want.
I've ever heard anybody say that.
Right. No, it's like a saying when you're around a campfire and the smoke like blows in your face, and then you get up and sit somewhere else, and it blows in your face again. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
They say smoke follows beauty.
I was just saying you're right.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I didn't. I learned something today.
As you guys are all up here having these conversations, the man who greeted you before with the fiery red hair, the red pants, takes off his vest, and then as he slings it over one of the seats, he says, "Hey, have one of you told a story yet? It's traditional that when you stay with a Vistani, that the first night you're here, that someone from your party tells a story. Anybody got one they want to share? Preferably one that'll make us all laugh and dance and be ready for loving in a few hours."
That sounds more like a song than a story.
Hey, that's fine.
I could see. I have songs. You like music?
Who doesn't like music, man? Sing us a song. Tell us a story.
Sing us a song, Friedrich, Lord Ronovic.
So, in the spirit of St. Patty's Day,
Ireena's gonna find a spot next to Valerius. Sit down.
I'll do "Come Out Ye Black and Tans," which is an Irish rebellion song.
I thought it was supposed to be something sweet and uplifting, not a rebellion.
Oh, it's a fun song. It's like a drinking shanty almost, but it's
All right,
it's talking about how they fought the British a little bit.
You wanna do that live, or you wanna roll
British.
for it?
I could roll for it and do it live.
All right, let's
Roll.
No. If you want to do it live, you don't have to roll. You just do it.
You just do it.
But what
You
if my
make it
singing is
happen.
bad?
Well, yeah. What if he
Who
rolls
cares?
poorly and then he like has to do it like?
We're all drunk. It's fine.
You do your best. If you do it live,
well-
it's like a auto 20.
Auto 20?
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
He's like,
Well, you guys can't hear the music. The music is bumping. Alright,
Okay.
It's
whatever.
bumping.
Okay,
It is bump.
Well,
I have it on my playlist for a reason.
Streaming issues. So
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, you do you.
The light
The
is-
jig gets it going. It's like, what kind of beat you need? And they start doing their
What
thing.
kind
I
of
don't
beat
know.
you need?
I don't know.
Keep me around. Give me a beat. All right.
Give me one of those.
I can play Coyote's tummy, and I just kind of like. Boop, 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 boop.
I have a drum in me pack if you need that, but that's cute.
It's not very loud, but
It
I'm not
doesn't
complaining.
carry really around the fire, but it is nice aesthetic. I will
Bro, I'll
admit.
play that drum. Give me it.
All right, here you go, friend.
I have no clue how to play a drum.
You hit it with your hat. If you want to hit it with something.
I mean, if you want to take over,
No, then.
if you think you can play these drums better,
I want to see your expertise, Valerius. Master of the drum, Lord of rhythm and movement.
I bow.
I could understand the rhythm, but where's the movement?
I grow wings.
I also grow wings.
Oh, you got wings too? You got wings.
Yeah, but mine
Plot
look more
twist.
like fairy butterfly wings.
Yuck.
They do. This is accurate.
Mine are darkness.
Natalia, Natalia like drops her drink.
Do your thing, Max.
All right. Let me play this on Spotify so I can sing along to it.
Yep.
A little too far? A little too far? A bit closer. I was born on a Dublin street where the royal drums did beat, and the loving English feet they went all over us. And every single night when me dad would come out tight, he'd invite the neighbors out with this chorus. Come out, ye black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Wissila Chandra.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey! I felt like the like Astral the Seer game music almost matched. It was great.
It kind of did. It started
was-
kicking up. I thought somebody was playing the music.
It's fantastic. Well done. That's definitely inspiration for you, Friedrich. Next time you need it.
Thank you.
That was beautiful, Friedrich. What a lovely singing voice you have.
Oh,
It was
well,
really quite good. Yeah.
I mean, I tried. Thank you.
And also apparently you have wings. I didn't know that before. Until
He kinda-
today
he
and
kinda
right
looks
now.
back. He's like, oh. Yes. I forgot about those two until a second ago. I was invested in the song. My mum's an archfey, so like, you know, it kind of happened. I suppose. It kind of looks a little, what would be the word for it? Awkward as he realizes they're suddenly out, and he hadn't really known or intended or forgot that he had them out.
Coyote snips his wings.
They kind of flutter a little bit.
What do they smell like?
Yeah.
Magic.
Smell like dreams.
What a strange question, but also I am very intrigued and wish to know
That's
what do they
fantastic.
smell like.
I don't know, Lauren, who made this race. What did they smell like?
Natalia goes over and sniffs the wings apparently because this is the only reason we'd be able to find out what they smell like.
That's right.
They
I
smell
think they
like
smell like dreams.
they smell like dreams and fresh cut grass.
Wow,
That
fresh
seems
cut
appropriate.
grass.
Hey,
That was well done, Lord Friedrich, and he pats you on the back. Well done indeed. I'd say you got a spot in the Vistani if you ever want it. You're trying to get rid of that old noble life, I say. There's lots of liquor, lots of women, men, if you want them. Whatever you want, my lord.
that's a generous offer, but I think I found myself another Colin for the moment.
I realized Lauren was DMing.
Hmm.
She always tried to offer me men. She always tried
Look, hey, well, you don't. It's not like you gotta decide today, man. My lord, it's you can go you can do your thing now, but there's someone with a voice like yours. There's always a place for you here. You could travel all across the plains with us if you wanted to.
Is there a representation of these women and men around?
I mean,
Do they have medical?
I mean, there's like they do not have medical.
And
There's
dental?
like I would say like the Vistani are a fairly attractive group on all sides. Many of which are pairing off and finding their beds, which brings him around to the point that he wanted to make. How many tents will you be requiring this evening? I assume you'll stay by the fire. It's safety in numbers this late at night, yeah?
That sounds reasonable. I don't know about the tent number. Are any of us comfortable sleeping together?
I don't have 6 tents, or 7.
Oh, okay, so some of us are gonna have to be. Alright.
I look at Irene.
Is Irene picking up what he's putting down?
I'm saying.
We'll say I can give you 2 tents. Is that all right?
Oh,
It's gonna be a little cramped.
They're big tents. I assure you.
It's gonna be a little noisy.
I'll bunk.
Excuse me?
I'll bunk wherever this adorable Futher is, and he goes and pets the coyote. And Natalia, if you'd join me, that'd be nice too. You're very scary and very pleasant to be around.
I'm scary.
And what?
Oh! I
Is
jump
it
in
the
fear.
red eyes that intimidates you, my lord?
I don't know, is it the butterfly wings that intrigue ye? And he fucking flitters his wings.
They smell like dreams and grass.
They smell like dreams and fresh cut grass.
I'm not intrigued. What makes you think I'm intrigued at all?
I don't know, what does? Wouldn't you like to know?
I hate you.
You sniff them,
And
I
your
mean,
green eyes and your beautiful voice and your swoofy hair. I hate it all.
Yeah, his hair is swoopy.
It's not at all alluring in any way or sort. I'm gonna sleep outside, so there.
hey friend, let's not do that. You are not going to do that.
Oh, yeah, no, that's probably no bust.
I mean, at the very least, at least sleep in the other tent.
I don't even know where it is or where they are.
What?
What is it? What?
Him! Benjamin! Go ahead and get this lovely group set at 2. I'm gonna go to bed. And comes back. Him and Ben, they'll get you set up, y'all. When the time is right, you'll know. And then he just walks off.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It'd be
He's
very
gone.
lovely.
He's gone.
Oh, goodbye. He says to empty air. I'll miss you. He was lovely, guy. Lads, he was. Oh, that guy was fun. He was very fun.
There's a moment here if you guys want to take it before it's well past midnight.
There's a moment for.
There's a moment for any sort of conversation you want to have before you're called into Madaveva's tent.
I will sit next to Percival for a moment, as he's been very quiet. And I'll just kind of like scooch up next to him and I'll be like, I'm sorry, Percy. Can I call you Percy? I don't know if you like that name. I don't usually drink too much, but I've been through quite a lot within the last... How many hours has it been? I don't even know. What day is it? I just needed a moment, and I'm so very tired of being straight-faced and strong, and I just needed a moment. And I really hope that you don't think poorly of me for this one night.
I don't think poorly of you.
Can I hear this conversation?
Yeah.
For a drunken chime in.
He's actually talking. He thought about doing the telekinesis thing, but you're already a little inebriated, so he felt like he should
probably answer out loud anyway.
Yeah.
She's drunk.
Yeah.
He only thinks poorly of me.
In a way, I envy you.
You envy me.
Yes, the man I am now, there's no revelry in him. Just the mission, vengeance, and memories of who I was before.
I see you, Percival, and I do not know what pain has been caused to you, but I do also understand vengeance, and I wish to tear open Cyril's throat and enjoy him struggle in his final moments, and watch the life leave his eyes as I saw the lifelessness in my own father's eyes. Maybe that is a bit too much. I mean, I did try to tame it down a little bit when I thought it through, but honestly, that's probably the kindest death that I can think of off the top of my head right now, and I've had quite a bit to drink. But I do see you, and I understand where you're coming from. And there's no need, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I mean, I have secrets too. Everyone has secrets.
It's no secret. He'll start twisting the little golden wedding band around his finger, and he'll kind of look off into the woods, and kind of like the memories are playing back on a projector. He says, I was happy once. Her name was Dahlia. She was everything to me. And despite the rain and the gloom, she was a light in all of this. And we had just discovered that she was carrying my child. And it was just a day. When I awoke that morning, I didn't think that it would be burned into my memory the way that it is, but it was much like this. We were celebrating. I had partaken in perhaps a glass of 2 more of ale that I should have, and our closest friends were there, and it all happened so quickly. The devil's minions just out. Having their own little slice of revelry, saw us and decided that we were going to be the playthings for the night, that we were going to be their entertainment. Made like they weren't going to slaughter us all. And yet, one by one, I watched my closest friends. They didn't even eat them or drink them or whatever it is these foul creatures do. They just played. They laughed as they tore my friends limb from limb, as they gave us what we assumed was a chance to escape, just to pounce on us because they enjoyed the chase. And when they discovered my light, when they set their eyes on Dahlia, I did all that I could, and it wasn't enough. I don't know why they left me alive, but I awoke to gashes all over my body, barely alive, and the tavern had
become a cemetery, become a slaughterhouse. Dahlia, my child, and everyone that I was close to had been sufficient entertainment for them. They had had their fill, and they went home.
A few tears just kind of streak down Natalia's face as you say all of this. And she takes another long swig from her bottle before exhaling as she puts it back down next to her. And she almost like sobers up just a little bit. Don't you shake your head, Dylan.
No, it's not that someone.
That wasn't me, sorry.
And she says, I'm so sorry, Percival. That is quite a burden, and that is quite a bit of loss that you have suffered. And there is a future there that I know that you will never have. But I tell you this, I will do everything in my power to help bring justice to those that you love. But in my promise, can you do me a favor?
What is it?
She kind of like looks at you and puts her hand on top of yours where the ring is. And she says, promise you'll never look at me like I'm a monster.
I've seen the faces of monsters. Yours does not resemble that.
Her face doesn't change, and she just kind of like looks at you. Good. I pray that you always feel that way. If there's anything I could do for you, you let me know. I just gotta have to close my computer. There are a whole bunch of memes popping up over here. I hate you all so much.
You're welcome. It's not my fault.
It's definitely not.
It's not my fault.
We're paying respects the only way we know how.
Yeah.
I'm not involved in this moment. I gotta be involved somehow.
It's just us reacting to the moment.
Later on,
I gotta close it. I can't look at the Muppet.
Wait, hang on.
later on, these memes won't even make sense. Nobody's gonna remember what was said 5 minutes ago.
I'm trying to have a serious moment here, and I like my computer, and there's just like Muppets popping up on the screen.
That's not the vibe.
So depressing.
Is that the next Iron Valor clip?
Brenda was like,
Beautiful.
I don't see that in you. Lie detector determined. That was
I didn't know that was.
She will trying to pull this back in. She will just kind of like put her hand on top of yours while she says this. If you need anything from me, I'm here for you.
And are you? Thank you.
She doesn't look convinced from your statement, but she will nod, and she'll just kind of like wrap you up in a big hug. She smells heavily of alcohol. She'll kind of like kind of almost fall off of her seat, pick up the bottle, and just kind of like give a awkward drunken bow, and she will go off to find her sister.
It feels somehow right now, Percival, it feels given the situation and given the circumstances, and there's been a resolution for this party to take their revenge upon Strahd. This group is coming together now to approach that in a real and tangible way. And it seems like that's bringing up some memories for you, Percy, that are deep and powerful. These are things that no one should ever have to suffer, but you have. It seems like there's some sort of vow or silent oath you're almost resolving right now. Maybe it's just you, or maybe it's something you want to vocalize, but maybe there seems like there's some sort of resolve here, and an arc that, or it feels like a decision is being made for Percy. Do you care to elaborate on that for us? Either vocally for the whole team, or just internally for Percy.
Yeah, I feel like vocally is, if it seems as though we are all on one accord. So he will he will stand, and he will approach Valerius, who so graciously offered him a bottle earlier, and he will reach out and take it. He'll clear his throat, kind of try to get everyone's attention. He'll say, "The devil has taken so much from so many, and hundreds, if not thousands, have failed before. But not us." He holds up the bottle. He says, "I swear, I will avenge the lives of those taken from me by the devil Strahd. I will bathe the ground in the blood. I will bathe the ground in the blood and the ashes of his minions. I will purge this land of the sickness that is his existence. The field of battle is my temple. The axe blade is my priest. Rage is my prayer, and the killing blow is my release. I am the holy executioner, the devil's death. And I will not rest until I see my vow completed." He will raise the bottle and just chug the entire thing.
I have nothing in my glass, but I'm gonna pretend like that.
Ireena raises her cup as
Same.
That was awesome.
I'll drink to that.
Good God, that was amazing.
There is a shift.
Woo!
There is a shift in the vibe of the universe. Something has happened. The fire, the campfire you all sit around, the flames themselves grow about 50% of their current size just for a moment, and it basks this radiant glow among all of you. There is something tangible that just happened here. It's more than just words. There is a vow and an oath made now that is beyond what would be considered just a promise. There's something here. And Percival, you take that paladin oath of yours. Oath of vengeance.
So where's the rest of y'all speeches?
And I made a funeral speech, Is that not enough for you?
As that happens, the large tent that's over to your right, the doors of it swing open, and there's
doors on this tent.
Yeah, it's a
big tent.
It's a big tent, and it has there's like a Vardo attached to it. Remember? So the doors of the Vardo open up and sling forward without anyone touching them. They just they open up, and this purple glow leaves the tent and kind of leaves the Vardo and casts a shadow along the ground in front of it, inviting you all in. No one appears, but that happens.
I believe the Seer is ready for us. He suddenly has a hat that he puts on his face, kind of like haphazardly over his eyes. Let's go, Seer, shall we?
I can't believe you just said that, Max.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Wait, I
You're the one that allowed my character to get drunk.
Let's go, Seer.
Okay.
All right.
I can't see this going south real quick.
Natalia finishes her glass while looking at the rest of the group. She stands up as best she can. And kind of over to the front door.
You all make your way over to the Vardo and to where this tent is, and you step into the space. Inside, it's bigger than the outside would lead you to believe. You see crow's feet tied together, hanging from strings that run from the edges of this hexagonal chamber. It's probably 30 feet wide, significantly bigger on the inside than out. All the strings of little purple lights go from the corners of this room to the interior, and they sit over a large wooden table that looks like a spindle turned on its side. The oak table is marred with candle wax and cuts and rivets, burns, singes. The walls of this chamber are covered in a strange kind of tapestry. It tells a story that you're not familiar with. There's some sort of large whale-like creature flying through stars. There's a army of some sort of webbed foot man-like humanoid creatures fighting what looks like could be a dinosaur. There's a story here happening that you're unfamiliar with, and it's odd. 4 poles surround the table, and 6 chairs are made of stumps of pine trees and look like they're appropriately made for all of you at your various heights. Almost like Little Red Riding Hood. Like one of them's perfect for each of you. Like it was made that way.
Do you mean Goldilocks?
Yeah, Goldilocks. That's what I mean. Goldilocks and 3 bears. That's what I mean. Behind the table, seated at a pewter throne, is the Seer. She's old. Very old. Thin, gaunt. Her skin sags and is wrinkled. Her eyes glassed over and cloudy. She's wearing very simple, grayish robes. Not tattered, but almost elaborate in their simplicity. Where iron or steel clasps should be, there are jewels, emeralds, sometimes ruby, all over her person. From her ears dangle silver sapphires. As you all approach, she gestures to the table, but doesn't say anything.
I take a seat in one of my in the stump that's perfect for me.
Oh, that's rather convenient, isn't it? And he sits down as well.
The real question is, which height? Which height? Half form or no form?
Probably the one you use the most.
No form it is. No form it is.
I was gonna wait till everybody else takes a seat and just take the empty seat.
Yeah, Percy's gonna stand.
What?
Is Percy's seat next to Frederick's?
It can be.
Percy, lad, come on, join us. You can't sit down at every occasion.
Well, he's not sitting out, he's standing up.
You can't stand out of every occasion.
He'll walk over to the seat, but he'll like stand with his arms crossed.
He doesn't believe in witchcraft.
He pets the seat. Come on.
There isn't. I would like to stress, at no point during your entire interaction does it seem like, other than maybe the gesture to the seats, does it seem as though Madame Ava has met your eye or acknowledged your presence? At no point so
Is she
far.
blind?
No. Doesn't seem that way. I wouldn't say that. But she's simply not. It's almost, I wouldn't say that she's not paying attention. It's that that's not really what she's here for. But you, Percy, as you choose to stand, her head turns slightly towards you, and there is a nod of respect. Just a very quick, very small, quick, almost acknowledgement of not, and you get the sense that it's not because you're standing. She picks her hands up. Her sleeves fall down to her elbows. She materializes a deck of cards that are much larger than they ought to be. They're probably about this big each. She materializes them into space and then starts kind of like doing some sleight of hand stuff, shifting them back and forth between. We got Children of Night, Lords of Dread, Birds of a Feather, and one very brave. It's been quite a while since I came back to Barovia. I can only do this once. Why should it be you? And she starts shuffling the cards, cutting them back and forth.
Hey, wait, what? Why should it be us, lads?
Back to Barovia?
I mean, besides the fact that I'm gonna end the Curse of Strahd?
She lays a
Yeah.
card down.
What he said.
Ooh.
She lays a card down on the table in front of you.
Yeesh.
The first card that she picks up, lays down right beside all of you, is the Swashbuckler. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. I see the skeleton of a deadly warrior lying on a bed of stone,
Yeah, we met him
flanked
earlier.
by gargoyles.
Oh, not him then.
Don't think so.
To find this man with his gargoyles, with some bravado and flair.
Only one can fight, not all of us.
I look at Percy.
She pulls another card and lays it down in front of you. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. A holy symbol of great hope. It's the Avenger. This treasure lies in a dragon's house. The hands once clean and now corrupted. That sounds like someone I know. A third card comes out. This one she doesn't even place. It leaves the deck and goes straight on the table.
Oh, Jesus.
This card has power, strength. It's a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. The rogue. See a nest of ravens. There you will find the prize. Lucky draw it is as well. I think I might start there if I were you.
It's dinner.
Enjoy.
It's dinner time. Enjoy.
The spirits have called out and have told us it is dinner time.
Enjoy.
I need to unplug that so I can Google Home.
A fourth card appears.
Come here.
The
Dinner
deer,
time.
the deer is done. It's been out there roasting.
It has. The next card comes down. This card sheds light on one who would help you greatly in the battle against the darkness.
Oh, Lord.
The Seer. But it is not me.
I was about to ask, actually.
I
You
know, I
answered
can
my
see
question
it.
for
I
me.
can see it on your face.
There's enough. I feel as though my help here is enough for you now. You should look for a dusk elf living among my people, the Vistani. He has suffered a great loss and is haunted by dark dreams. Help him, and he will help you in return. This is my least favorite card. All too often it has only led to the location of one's death. Your enemy is a creature, darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. You're destined to find him in one place. There, he will triumph, or you will. The cards only go so far.
What is the place?
It's the executioner. I see a dark figure on a balcony, looking down upon this tortured land with a twisted smile. The cards in her hand disappear.
You have been most gracious, Madam Ava, for entertaining all of us.
No response.
Rude.
The ones who came before us. Did you foresee their deaths?
No response?
No response.
Yeah.
Well, lads, I don't know if she's going to be saying much else. Thank you, Madam Ava, for your patronage, and I think we'll be taking our leave.
No response.
He stands up. He doesn't wait for a response because he's pretty sure there's none coming. He kind of makes his way out the door, trying not to fall over.
First you will
All right.
follow.
To the tents.
To the 2 tents.
The two tents.
But I will be I want to make sure I'm the last one out.
Do the cards stay on the table?
Because I want to say one more thing to Madam Ava before I leave.
I'm sure you said they vanished.
Yeah,
The
they
cards
do.
in her hand vanished. Did the cards on the table vanish?
Would you prefer they did or they didn't?
I was going to say she would let me have one.
She'll give them to you. If you ask for them, she'll give them to you.
Yeah.
You take the cards, and Natalia, you're left there.
And I don't remember good.
Natalia, you're there just for a moment, alone.
And
with
everyone
Madame
else
Ava.
is gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what's happening to me?
Yes. I think you do too.
Is it too late for me?
No response.
Do you know how I will end?
No response.
She looks at her and lingers for a moment, and then will wander out of the cart.
Do I notice how long it took her to come out that tent?
It was like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. She's fast. All right.
All right.
Natalia's gonna
30
get jump scared by Friedrich though.
30 seconds is a long time. Like, when everyone else has left and then you hang out 30 seconds, like, that's a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We've all noticed and we've all stayed outside.
We're like coming towards the tent already, and like
wait, where is she?
we're missing
Yeah.
somebody.
Friedrich had gone out and he had stopped and waited for Natalia to come out, and he noticed that she hadn't. So like as soon as she walks outside, he like oh hello.
She'll kind of like trip and stumble a little bit, being like surprised, and she'll attempt to grab his arm, like to steady herself.
He's too drunk to stop her. He's like, I was waiting for you to come out. And time is weird when you're drunk, so he's kind of just, he has no idea that it took too long.
Been 30 minutes.
30 minutes. You took forever. No. He's just like, we're gonna go to bed now. If you really don't want to sleep with me, in the same tent as me, you don't have to. I just want to say. And he kind of like gives her a small little curtsy.
The first thing she says, your hands are really soft. That's weird.
He pokes his hand experimentally.
Like, she looks at her own hand through her, like, kind of calloused a little bit, and she's a little confused, and she's like, I guess I will pass out wherever is appropriate.
In the tent.
Yeah, the tent.
Coyote, will you help me?
Yeah, I don't think you'll get
Friends,
there otherwise.
I'm feeling a little bit nauseated, but in a different way this time, I think.
Outside the tent.
Please don't throw up inside the tent, please.
Take care of that before
There's
you go in.
only two.
If you eliminate one, then we're gonna be very cramped. If you,
I'll come sleep with you, Friedrich. I mean, not sleep. I don't want to sleep with you, Friedrich. That is. I mean, I'll sleep in the same room as you. That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Speaking of sleeping with people, Ireena walks up to Valerius. So hey,
not a subtle segue at all.
What happened? What happened?
After 10, the kids are asleep.
What happened in there? What'd she say?
There's a lot of like ignoring. And there was some card placing, and she was like all mysterious about it. Like she's like, "Ooh, executioner, dark, shadowy figures on balconies," and I was like, "That doesn't sound good." And she was like, Avenger, and I was like, whoa, that sounds kind of neat. I looked at my man Percy, I was like, he avenges. And then she was like, Rogue, and I was like, I wonder who that could be. And she played some other cards.
Did you take notes?
I always take notes.
Okay. Well, all this sound. I know this has got to be important. I don't know why. Did she say why?
See, here's the thing. Like, if you asked anything to her, it was like, here, ask me a question.
Do you want to sleep with me?
Yeah, that's kind of how it went. Kind of like that.
Okay.
But like, I did take notes because, like, I don't know if you know, but like, I'm into killing the curse of Strahd, and like, they said she could help, and I'm like, notes.
Okay. Well, I'll look.
You
at
want to
those.
see him?
I do want to look at those notes. We'll look at it in the morning.
comprehensive.
I've been drinking a lot, so let's just go to bed and then
Same.
yeah.
Like, together?
Well, we only have 2 tents.
That's right. Convenient. Convenient. Convenient.
Is there anything else you would like to accomplish before we go
He's so
to
smooth.
bed? Is there anything we want to accomplish before we go to bed?
Constitution saving throw?
No.
Roll
you
for
may not.
performance.
No, you may not do that either.
I posted a meme about
man.
this. I posted this all the way at the top.
If there is nothing else to accomplish this evening,
Rachel
Oh.
will
He's just gonna
initiate
make
a
sure
snuggle
nobody
pile with
drowns in
Coyote.
the vomit.
yeah, she's just drowning.
That too.
I mean, Natalia will definitely go out to the river and throw up all the alcohol she just drank.
Wow.
some of you throw up, some of you don't.
And
You
other things.
Choose what you wish, but tomorrow there will be fine sausages and eggs from the Vistani. A long rest will be had, and that is where we're going to end this session. So, excellent effort, everyone. Great role play. I thought it was a super fun session. Good effort, everybody. But that's where we're gonna end it. Yeah. So we decided to take all the lore that we could ever have and put it all into a single session. So
That's right. Stuff
so
is
let's
full.
put it all in one place. Shout out to everyone who has joined us and been on the stream this evening. Shout out to Panda Player Brr with the follow. I don't know if you were here already, but I wanted to make sure you get your accolades. Slice and Dices with the follow, Panda Juice with the sub, and the Great Big Geek gifting subs across the board. Thank you so much for that. We certainly appreciate all of the assistance that you have given to us. So we want to make sure that you join us at all our available times. What is happening? Let me turn that down. We're here every Monday at 7:30 Central Standard Time for Fate's End, which is a homebrew by the campaign where you can find myself and Lauren as we embark on adventures in Aurora. I play Samson, Lauren DMs that campaign. Tuesdays is Through the Breach at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. As they move through the Breach Malifaux campaign. It's super duper fun.
Yeah, it's not D&D. It's very steampunk Victorian.
Very, very much so. It's a great little show. It's fantastic. They had a serious malfunction of the party thanks to a rough black Joker last week, and the party is in what I would call shambles. So you can check them out next week. We also have some new players joining that campaign soon, so that'll be fun. We're here every Wednesday at 7:30 Central Standard Time for Iron Valor. We're going to keep playing through Cursed Strahd until everyone dies, or probably be about 15 to 20 more episodes. So it'll be a little bit here, and then we'll go on to whatever is next for us. Every Friday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we take some time to play some games and take a break from our busy week. Currently, Lauren is making her way through Man of Medan. Will you be here this Friday?
I won't. It's either going to be a pre-recorded session, or I'm going to kind of hold off because I really do like playing live with the crowd and stuff. So I'm still thinking through that, whether or not we're going to do that pre-recorded or we're going to hold off.
Well,
I do like playing with the audience because it is going to be like, what time is it? It's 10:43 in like an hour and 20 minutes or so. I'm going to be 30. So Daniel and I are going on a secluded mountain trip, just kind of celebrate that.
Yes, shout
COVID
out,
friendly.
COVID friendly mountain
shout out
away
to-
from everyone trip.
Shout out to
They're gonna be 2 tents?
my fantastic.
Yeah.
He beat me to it. He beat me to it.
Shout out to my fantastic wife Lauren, as she is having a birthday and turning 30, and is wonderful and amazing and terrific. So happy birthday to Lauren!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! You can support the show by following here on the Ink and Lyre channel. You can also subscribe if that is up to your fancy. You can get access to the VODs here on Twitch. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us out just as much, and you can see all the episodes a week behind. Follow us on all the socials at Ink and Lyre everywhere. Support us on Patreon if you enjoy the content that you're getting here. So, at the end of every session, we'd like to go ahead and raid. Today, we're going to be raiding the Venture Maidens.
Yes.
And so we're going to send you that way. But thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you here next week as the party decides what they're going to do with all this new information. So, y'all have a fantastic evening. Bye.